men, they can toast anything. When they say when you go low, I go lower, that is Kano's weather condition. Alcohol, he needs to have license to sell. The person that sort of came to our rescue was somebody that said to be toasting me. In a way, I wish he could have told us that. We wear like trousers on top. In our name. That means good afternoon or good evening. Like, you can use it for any of that. You're wondering why I dressed like this? It's because Kano's code wants to kill me. Anyway, welcome back to my YouTube channel, people. My name is Oyindrop, and this is your first time watching. I currently reside in Kano State for my law school, where I'm studying to qualify to be a barrister and solicitor of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So today on the channel, we're going to be discussing about culture shock or culture shocks that I've had since I've been to Kano. Let me remove this glove first, guys. Let me start with the obvious culture shock. It is the cold, guys. You know, the lowest the AC can go is 16 degrees, right? In Kano, we go as low as 10 degrees. You know, when they say when you go low, I go lower, that is Kano's weather condition. So when somebody is saying, oh my god, it's cold, we are 22 degrees, Kano is saying, hold my beer, we're doing 10 degrees lower. So Kano is very, very cold. Prior to my resumption, I had a friend that also studied there last year, and then she already talked about the cold and all. I sort of knew that it was quite cold, and I prepared for it to an extent, but in a way I still felt like I didn't prepare enough. Let me tell you how you know that I prepared enough. Last night I slept with, let me show you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this turtleneck here. I'm wearing this sweatshirt that has my name. Can you guys see? Oyindrop, by the way. Then I had this head warmer on. Shout out to my friend that gave me. I had my gloves, I had my pajamas trouser and this thick black socks, and then I have this thick cardigan on. So I have like 3 layering on. I almost slept with nose masks, but I wasn't sure that I could suffocate like that, and I was not sure maybe I can wake up if I'm trying to get. So I was like, no, I should you don't fair. So it's extremely cold here. The lowest we've gotten, I think 10 or 11 degrees. Yeah, 10 or 11, and then the highest we've gotten as per is 36, and that is it being hot. So most times we get like 20, at most maybe 25, 22. Let me check the weather app for today, guys. Is so the highest we are getting today is 29, and this is few minutes to when that 29 condition will come, and it's still hot. If it's not because I can't press my phone through my gloves, I'm supposed to be wearing this glove as I'm making this video and talking to you guys. I've never opened the windows of my room before. That is how much the cold is. Another culture shock that is here is that no alcohol. Like, I went to get groceries in the mall, ShopRite to be specific, some weeks back, and guys, there was no, even I think Smirnoff is like, maybe Smirnoff or Bullet, like the ones that are like close to alcohol, they're like between alcohol and regular drink. There was no Smirnoff, there was no Bullet in their malls, guys. That is it. So I was speaking to a friend of mine that lives in Kano, and it was like there are alcohols in certain places, but for you to sell alcohol, you need to have license to sell. So I think maybe Shoprite decided not to like bother themselves with getting license or something. Even within the campus, there is no place where they sell alcohol. So the highest is malt. That's what you are drinking, malt or Coke or Fanta or 7. I don't even think I saw 7-Up and Pepsi, actually. So there's no alcohol here, and because it's sort of like an Islamic state and secular state in between, I think that is why they do not sell alcohol here in Kano. Another thing is language barrier. Hey, when I went to town, guys, language barrier was was an up. Like it made things sort of difficult for me and my friend when we're trying to like get directions to like road and everything. You know, some other places you go to and you can even speak broken English. You can be cutting the English and then to share a drawing and you'll be able to make a statement. Yeah, nobody, like nothing. There was that wanted to enter keke and the guy was like 100 naira, like 100 naira for the both of us, and he didn't understand what we're saying. So we now had to do 50 naira or 100 naira before he now got like, and I was like, oh, it's 50 naira. That is how terrible it is. Well, and before I didn't know how to pronounce this place. Is Bagwada. I think I'm even pronouncing it right. When we're trying to like get back to this place, Bagwa, nobody even could understand what we're saying. Somehow the person that sort of came to our rescue was somebody that said to be toasting me. He sort of understands English a bit, like he can make some sentences, and you also can speak English to him in a way and he's going to understand. And he kept on saying that, oh, he appreciates my beauty, he appreciates me, that he likes me, he wants to call my phone number. And I'm like, we are struggling to understand each other here, and you are still toasting men. They can toast anything. Yeah. So anyway, language barrier is also a culture shock here. Like, is either you know Hausa or you don't, or you meet people that can speak Hausa and English, or you get lost in this place. So that's it. Another culture shock that I noticed coming here was covering of hair. So I thought, oh, because I'm coming to Kano, I need to have my hair covered at all times and all. When I went to town, I actually took my scarf along, like in case, but it wasn't like, oh, you must cover your hair, it's composure and all that. I mean, inside the cabs that entered, buses, people are not covering their hair. Even when we're at the mall, people were leaving their hair open and all that. So it wasn't even necessary for me at the end of the day to cover my hair with a scarf. So it's not exactly compulsory, but all in all, I also like dressed modestly. I mean, so that's, I mean, I don't want anything. I don't want to get a culture shock regarding that. And you can actually wear like trousers on top. There was a babe that in the bus was helping us to translate. Guys, also when we're in the bus on this language barrier thing, so they told us that transfer fare was 500 naira. This guy collected 700 naira from us, and because we could not speak Hausa, we could not like be bargaining and all that, so we left it. Then we saw these girls coming from school, and then we asked them in English if they speak English and understand. They're like, yeah. So we had peace of mind, like in case anything happens, they can be our interpreters until they dropped, and then we're lost again. Then this nice girl entered, and then the conductor was speaking Hausa to her to translate to us, and then we'll speak English to her, and then she'll help us translate back to the nonsense conductor that collected 700 naira from us instead of 500 naira. So another culture shock that I noticed was praying. Guys, when it was like, is it 1 or 1:30 that afternoon time for prayers, Jumat prayer, do you know what happened? The bus driver parked, and I thought, oh, maybe he wanted to buy something or he wanted to carry a passenger. He actually parked to go and pray. Low-key, I don't have issues with it because, oh, okay, but in a way, I wish he could have told us that excuse me, like, oh, I want to go and pray or something, but I realized that, okay, it's a normal thing because all the guys in the car, actually all the men in the car actually got down. And then from where I was, I also saw some people that also parked their car to either pray on the road or go inside the mosque to pray. So if I think this happens on Fridays, I don't know, but the Friday me I went out around that time for the Jumat prayer, if you're inside commercial bus or maybe Uber, I don't know, they are going to drop and go and pray and come back, and you will continue your journey. Yeah, exactly. Then another one is that I've noticed that they had a praying room at the mall. I didn't get to check how it looks like or how the front looks like or something, but when I was passing, I saw the sign that says, oh, prayer mall or thereabouts. So yeah, there's a prayer mall, a prayer room rather, a prayer mall room inside their mall. So maybe for the workers and all that, when you want to pray, you go inside the room and to go and pray. Another culture shock here is cheap food. I don't know, maybe that is how it is in town, but in the Nigerian law school campus, like now Mami markets, we call it Mami markets, the food is actually very, very cheap. You can get a plate of rice with beef, although the beef is tiny. You can get a plate of rice for 500 naira actually. So food is very cheap. You can get as low as 350. You can, and suya too, very cheap, like very cheap. Yeah, so those are just like the culture shock, the culture shocks I've had since I've been in Kano. I've spent about a month plus in Kano, and this is a safe place, right? I think I actually enjoy it. Aside from the extreme weather, extreme cold, it's got to a point like you felt like it was getting warmer, because we get like 16 degrees, 14 degrees, 15 degrees in the morning, and you have to prepare for classes, and you have to go get hot water to have your bath. That was like when we first started, and now, but for like 2 weeks we are getting like 20 something degrees in the morning, and we're like, okay, it's still cold but relatively okay, until we went back to 14 degrees, and that is how why I am dressed like this. So taking away the extreme weather conditions, if we're still getting a 20 something degree, I think it's quite okay. I enjoy it. I actually look forward to, like, at the end of this year, after my 1 year, I want to be able to like string up sentences in Hausa. Abbas, that's the name of my Hausa teacher. In case you are watching this video, if by November I cannot have conversation in Hausa, I'm holding you. I'm holding you. Yeah. So I really hope that by November I can speak Hausa pretty well. I mean, beginner stage. Yeah. So yeah, that's it, and then I enjoy it so far. And then we've come to the end of another video. If now repeat after me: subscribe, share, like, and comment. Yeah, very good. So if you have not done all those things, please do subscribe, like, share, comment. I love you guys, and I know you all love me as well. So let me tell, if you've been to Kano before, let me know your culture shocks that you got when you moved to Kano. Yeah, until next time, bye guys.